Okay,
Introduce.
so first of all, I'm a
Oh, yeah.
soldier, so I am always ready. Okay, so I'm here live. In the event the video wasn't available, I would have been ready
I
because
was
that's
taunting you.
what we do. But I am excited. Hey, Veteran Social Summit. I am Monique James, marketing strategist, AI consultant, and the video you're about to watch is me from the past, but in the future. It'll make sense when you watch it. And I am excited to talk to you about how you, as veteran business owners, nonprofit leaders, organizational managers, and all of the leadership positions that you are in, can leverage AI, artificial intelligence, in your content marketing. I think this technology is a game changer in a way that theoretically we say things are game changers, but it really is. And I'm excited for you to watch the session. I'm here in the chat. So again, if you have questions, comments, whatever, I'm here. I'm here live.
That's
So I'm
awesome.
excited, Brian, to get into it.
I am excited too. And it's what you're going to be speaking about is actually, I'm going to bring her video on because I'm not going to steal her thunder. But AI, we throughout the conference, there's a couple themes that we had. And of course, marketing is central to this as an entrepreneur. Marketing and then sales, or sales and marketing. Sometimes sales says their ugly sister is the marketing, or marketing vice versa. It's their ugly brother. But those two are interconnected and are so important. Now you throw AI, and if you've seen any of my reels or you were at the Military Influencer Conference, I was actually on a panel discussion talking about AI, but in the recruiting realm. So very relevant topic because AI is not going anywhere. It's not Terminator, even though if you look at those Tesla bots, they look kind of cool. We're not quite at the Terminator or the Matrix yet, but the world is changing, and we've heard a few people talk about this, but uh, in recruiting, for example, a lot of my recruiters have been scared that their job is being eliminated. It's not about your job being eliminated, it's about an enhancement, it's about an enabler that's going to help you achieve another level. So people are going to evolve. In recruiting, I would say that recruiters evolve into what I'm calling the AI recruiting manager. So, anyways, this isn't my talk, and I just wanted to throw that in there. But now it's time to be wowed, and not by me. So, without further
Veteran Social Summit. Hey, how are you? I'm Monique James. I am going to have a conversation with you about AI. And if you are watching this session as a business owner, as a leader in an organization, as a nonprofit professional, and you know the power of marketing and what it can do to help you attract, convert, and retain demand for the thing that you are offering to the world, you are going to love this. What we are going to talk about in this session is how to leverage AI to help you improve your content marketing efforts so you can allow your organization, your entity, the thing that you are building to grow and succeed and do all of the fantastic things that you want to do in this world. Now, here's the thing. I know you've probably heard a lot about AI. It is the buzzword of the moment. What I want to talk to you today is how you can leverage this technology to help you focus on doing exactly what you wanted to do for your marketing. I like to think of AI as my strategic thought partner. It's not going to replace me. I am too multifaceted and multidimensional. I am literally a walking kaleidoscope, and so are you. So, this technology, while fabulous and fantastic as it cannot replace you. However, if your competition has dedicated the time, the energy, the investment into learning how they can leverage the technology, their brand can possibly replace you. And so that's why we want to have this conversation today. I want you to think about the technology as a tool, like any tool, like a hammer that you would use to build something. It is just like that. And we are going to talk about how you can enhance your content marketing using AI so your veteran owned, veteran led, veteran impacted business, organization, association can succeed. So, as I said, I'm Monique James. I work with small to medium sized businesses, organizations, nonprofits, government entities to help them create clarity in their strategy and in their content so they can be confident in their marketing. I am a veteran. I am a veteran spouse. I am a certified AI consultant and a content marketing strategist. And since ChatGPT put AI at the forefront of our minds way back in November 2022, around that time, I have been learning and investigating and implementing all of the ways that the technology can be poured into my particular marketing strategy framework, which focuses on three things. It is brand character. That is the essence of your organization. It's your voice, it's your tone, it's the personality, it is the guiding principles that filter your marketing messages through. The second piece is your customer discovery, because there are human beings on the other side of the transactions that you want to make through your organization. And if you are not investing in learning what challenges they're facing, what struggles they're dealing with, what motivates them to take action, then you will be missing the mark in your marketing. And then the last piece of my framework is the content, because again, what are you saying in the marketing without content? So, my AI approach, I like to break it down like a ratio. It's a 15, 70, 15 sandwich, so to speak. And this approach was informed by my very first cross country solo road trip. It was actually a PCS early in my Army career. I drove from California to Texas, Texas to South Carolina to New York. And this was my first time doing something like this. I was barely a new licensed driver. And here I was having to drive across country by myself. And so I went and got an atlas because that was what you did in those days. This is before the days of GPS. And I mapped out the path with the specific guidelines for how I wanted my trip to go. I knew that I wanted to stay on major highways. I knew that I wanted to have availability when it was time to find something to eat. I knew that I wanted to be able to be in a safe area when I wanted to stop and rest. I knew I was going to need to find places to sleep. So I went into the process already knowing where I was going and deciding how I wanted to get there. That is what I want you to take away from this conversation about AI. As you are experimenting and allowing curiosity to guide you as you explore all of the different tools that are out there, you need to have 15% clarity before you can expect the tool to do the heavy lifting for you. You come in knowing where you want to go and how you want to get there. That's your 15%. You drop that information into the tool, whatever tool you happen to be using. The tool picks up with 70% of the work. It does so much of the work for us. And at the end, you being the human with all of the context and all of the backstory and all of the insight into your destination, you polish it and refine it and make those tiny tweaks that allow it to be exactly where you want it to go. 15, 70, 15. So, since we're going to talk about the strategies or the approaches that you all can take, that we all can take to leverage AI in our content marketing so that we can scale and succeed, before we can do that, we have to talk about the challenges, right? We have to identify what are people struggling with? What are the issues? What are the elephants in the room? What problems are we solving? And so as you're looking at this slide, you're probably thinking, well, you know what, Monique? I mean, those are everyday challenges that anybody who's trying to build something will probably experience. And you would be right. But when you add to this the military veteran experience, it adds a unique set of circumstances that I want to speak to in this conversation. So when you think about, with regard to scaling your brand, your organization, your association, your business, using content, you might be dealing with resource constraints. You might have limited staff, limited time, limited budgets, right? Which make your content planning, strategizing, creating, publishing, analyzing difficult because of those limits. Well, when you think about the military veteran lifestyle, there are transitions, transitions on top of transitions on top of transitions, whether that is a PCS or an ETS or some other type of separation from military service. Oftentimes, those transitions mean you are starting over. You and it's difficult because you're not really starting over. You might have experience, you might have expertise, you might have built something in another place, but coming to a new community, you are starting over and trying to figure out how to navigate new spaces with existing insight and trying to determine how that insight needs to change for this new environment. Secondly, the lack of marketing expertise. Everybody does not geek out about this marketing stuff like I do. Everybody does not spend every most of their waking hours digging into AI tools and strategies and talking about pillars and frameworks and all of those things. That many veterans, many military affiliated business owners, leaders are experts in their fields. But when you think about wanting to leverage marketing to help you expand, you almost have to be an expert in that too, which makes it difficult. You can excel in a lot of areas. We excel in discipline, we excel in execution, but we may not have been exposed to the modern marketing techniques and tactics and strategies that would allow us to build what we're building now. And so that also was a challenge. Thirdly, when we're talking about brand visibility, we all need more people to know about what it is that we do so they can opt in, so they can sign up, so they can share, so they can tell a friend. And when we are competing in our uh, prospective industries, we're competing against larger brands with more with longer reputation, more time in the area, more time in the industry. That means we have to get a little innovative. We have to get a little bit unorthodox with our content strategies. It makes it difficult to stand out, particularly when you don't have a track record or you don't have a significant presence in your industry locally and online. And then when we talk about creating those connections after we've gotten visible in front of people, we want to cultivate connections with them. But how do you do that when you might be trying to figure out how to speak to multiple different types of people with different motivations and challenges and desires? It makes it hard to figure out the lane, the space that only your brand can occupy, particularly when you add to it, many are coming to this experience as a new entrepreneur in a new community with transition and everything else that we've already talked about. And then lastly, with regard to scaling using your content, it's this the having the capacity and the bandwidth to learn the technology, right? I mean, it moves very quickly. And if you're not in it every day, you can blink sometimes, it feels like, and you will have missed out on some information or a feature or a new platform or a new tool. That again causes veteran business owners to feel overwhelmed because things are changing so fast and it's hard to figure out how can I stay current, at least stay current, and position myself to have the room to explore so at some point I can get ahead. All of these are challenges that, yes, exist in the business ownership journey as a whole. But when we add to it the military, the veteran experience, it creates a different, a specific set of circumstances that I definitely want to help us overcome today. So now that we've talked about the challenges that exist, let's talk about how you can use AI to help you overcome these challenges. We are all about overcomers, right? We are all about taking on challenges and overcoming them, reminding ourselves that we're warriors, that we're winners. So let's talk about how we can address, how can AI fill the gaps that exist with regard to these challenges in our content marketing journeys. The first thing, with regard to having limited staff, time, and budgets, you can use AI powered tools like ChatGPT, like Jasper, like Perplexity to help you automate your content management. And what do I mean by content management? I'm talking about from your ideas to your planning, to creation, to analysis. And even today, many scheduling platforms have AI built in. So you add AI to that as well. It's your content management from beginning to end. This allows small teams to be mighty teams because you can leverage the technology to create consistent, on brand, high quality content without spending as much money. That's a force multiplier right there. Let's talk about the marketing expertise piece. So here's the thing. Many of these AI platforms that exist right now, they are very user friendly. The user interfaces are not confusing, not overwhelming to navigate. So you have access to the marketing insights as well. You can use the tools to learn some of these skills. You can also use people like me, consultants, to get to work with one-on-one, to enroll in courses and find trainings to help you learn the fundamentals so you can develop your content strategies for your brand, focusing on your defining your customer personas, identifying your brand voice, crafting those key elements of your messaging. You can leverage AI and people who are well versed in AI to help you overcome that challenge. Next, with regard to brand visibility, getting out there, building awareness, you can use AI to help you optimize your search engine capabilities. That's searching in the search engines, but also searching on your go-to social media channels because they have search functionality built in as well. You can use AI to make suggestions about best practices to help you boost your reach organically. AI can help you identify trends. AI can help guide you on how to use your unique stories, the unique elements that exist, your business birth journey, your team, tapping into your team's experience, all of these things that allow you to be different and set yourself apart from your competitors. Again, using AI as your strategic thought partner, you can get guidance, you can get recommendations, you could get suggestions on how to leverage and weave all of these elements into your content so your messages look very unique and specific to you, highlighting your unique approach, your unique expertise, your business's unique journey. With regard to cultivating those connections, those authentic connections with your audience, you can use AI to do some customer research. Customer discovery is one of my favorite things to do so that you can personalize your content to speak directly to those people, to address the things that they may not even be explicitly aware exist in their minds, to deliver your offers in a way that's going to speak to them, that's going to attract them, that's going to get their attention. This allows you to increase your engagement. Your content is more relevant. You build that brand stickiness that helps you take up space in the front of their minds simply because you're using the technology to help you analyze your audiences, analyze the data from your customers, people who have already purchased from you or already said yes to you, to create content that is tailored, that is relatable based on their pain points, their challenges, their needs, their wants, their values, their motivations. You can leverage AI to help you do those things. And then lastly, with regard to adopting the technology, do not negate looking up tutorials and leveraging the information that a lot of the AI tools put out on their own to create a more user-friendly experience. They don't want users to struggle with using their tools. They want you to have access to all of the information you need to be successful at using their tools. So look up tutorials, get all into what the buttons and the clicks and the this and the that can do, but I also don't want you to neglect or to overlook the value of community with regard to the technology adoption piece. You're here watching this summit because you know the value of community, and there you can find spaces in your physical area and online where you can rub elbows with people who are learning, who are interested in the same things that you're interested in, share recommendations, share insights, pour into each other. You can get mentorship, you can get peer reviews, you can stay informed and not feel alone as you are navigating this technology and figuring out how to integrate it into your business. So let's talk about some tools, because I know that's really what you came for. It's all about the tools. Now, anytime I am asked, Monique, what's the best tool for blank, blank, blank? My answer is always the same. The best tool is the one you're going to use consistently. I know nobody wants to hear that. That sounds like a cop out, but that is the truth. There are reasons I prefer specific tools that I had to learn and discover those reasons for myself. Let's talk about some tools. If you are just getting started, if you don't know where to begin, I want to give you some starting points. So, with tools you can use to help you leverage AI, implement AI, figure out where AI can fit in your content marketing activities. So, the first, when it comes to creating consistent content that is brand aligned and really streamlining your process so that you can have that strong presence with limited resources. You can punch above your weight class using tools like ChatGPT and Perplexity. If you take the time to get clear on the things, the elements of your brand that matter that I talked about at the top, the character, the customer discovery, the content, you pour that information into the tools, the tool will then become your always on, never taking a day off content assistant. With regard to training, the Content Clarity Challenge is one of my courses that teaches the fundamentals of content strategy. And there is a bonus session that talks about how to infuse the fundamentals into AI tools. It's great to know the fundamentals, but again, we're trying to save time. We're trying to get more mileage out of every dollar we spend. So leveraging AI to help you amplify and expand the impact of the fundamentals is, again, force multiplier. With regard to the keyword research, so you can maximize your SEO using tools like Google Keyword Planner and Ubersuggest. Now, these aren't AI tools per se. They have AI features built in. They have, you can plan to be visible, plan to by backwards planning and reverse engineering the keywords that your target audience is using online. So your content is in the results when they're searching. My favorite, my absolute favorite tool for audience research is SparkToro. This tool will give you insights into your audience's online activities, meaning channels that they're following, YouTube channels that you're watching, other Instagram accounts that they're engaging with. This allows you to go find them, to create content in the formats that they like, to create content on the channels that they're already spending time on. Next, for productivity, if you are not doing anything else with AI and you use virtual meeting software to engage with your teams, to have team meetings, to have conversations with clients and potential clients, integrate the AI companion feature. Zoom has one that automatically does your meeting summaries. So now you can be fully engaged in the conversation. You don't have to worry about taking notes because the tool is doing it for you. It generates it automatically. You can send that out to everybody involved. That is a major time saver in my book. And then lastly, this is another tool that isn't AI proper, but has AI integration functionality, and that's Zapier. When we're talking about the content creation process from beginning to end, it usually involves a lot of tools that are in silos. And so if you want to be able to connect things and allow, if I do something here, I want it to automatically do something here and automatically do something here. This is what you can use a tool like Zapier to do. But it requires your 15% clarity. You have to know what you want the tools to do. You have to know where you want to go and how you want to get there. And from that clarity, it allows you to filter from the gigantic list of tools that are out there so that you are dedicating your attention to the ones that will get you where you want to go and how you want to get there. So now, I want to do something a little unorthodox with you. I want to show you what it could look like if you picked a tool and you poured into that tool your brand character, all of those elements that make up the personality, the essence, the vibe of your brand, coupled with the customer discovery. You've done the research about your audience. You've created your 2 to 3 or more intended customer personas. You know what motivates them. You know what they're pissed off about. You know what keeps them up at night. You know what type of content they prefer. You've plugged all of that information into a tool and you tell the tool, I want my content for this channel in this format, blah, 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 blah. I want to show you what it could look like to start with that clarity and to be able to use AI to help you get your work done faster and get more done with less. So what you are looking at is a custom GPT that I built for a confidence coaching brand. Remember when I said I have the tools that I prefer for specific reasons? ChatGPT is one of my go-to tools, specifically because at the time that we're having this conversation, it is the only chatbot type tool that has the functionality where you can create custom tools. So you can, within ChatGPT, you can create custom tools to do you can create specialists, AI specialists in specific tasks. And because my specialty is marketing, my expertise is marketing, specific marketing tasks. This tool that you are looking at ideates, so it comes up with the ideas and it plans content for this brand. And it's been programmed to engage in dialogue. So the way that you activate the tool or you turn it on, you click, let's get started. So I've clicked it, the tool searches my knowledge, and then it starts the conversation. This is what are you promoting? The tool has been programmed to ask these questions, listing out the products that the brand sells. And I'm going to highlight one and I'm going to drop it in the input box. And now is where the magic happens. And it's going to tell you, okay, this is what we're going to do. Let's craft some content that resonates deeply with these things, the needs, fears, aspirations, and challenges of the audience. The tool says, this is what we're doing. For me, it is important. If you're going to leverage a tool like this, it is important to program the technology to function as if it requires the input of the user. And this is a challenge because I understand sometimes, especially when we're thinking about scaling our marketing operation and hiring support, we sometimes forget that we have to train the people to do what it is that we want them to do. And so for me, when you can train the AI tool to do the bulk of the analysis, the recall, the things that matter to the brand, and analyze that information and process it and then kick it back out into content. This allows you to get more done with a tiny budget, with less time, with a tiny team. So this, now that we've engaged with the tool, it's asked us, telling us what it's going to do. You have to engage, the user has to engage. And so now it kicks out the 20 content ideas for this specific product. And it's giving an overview of the ideas, and it's asking for feedback. Because again, we are not in the business of allowing an AI tool to run rampant on our business. Okay. That tool is not going to be able to just run free and just create the content that it wants to create to represent our brands. We have to get in the driver's seat with regard to this technology. That's why the 15% framework matters. We are the responsible drivers. We are not allowing this technology or any other technology to decide how our brand gets represented and to decide what gets published with regard to how we engage with our audiences. And so, what I want to offer you, now that we've talked about those challenges, we've talked about how to overcome them, you've seen what it could look like to pour all of this information into the technology, I want to offer you a guide that can help you take this information a little bit further. Whether you are new to integrating AI into your marketing processes, or you've been playing around with it, but you really just need a little extra guidance for figuring out how to do this. You can scan this QR code on the screen and you can download the AI-powered strategic content planning kit. It's a lot of words, I know. I'm going to tell you what you're going to get. So in this guide, in this kit, there is a link to another custom GPT that I created called the Initial Persona Assistant. This tool will help you develop one persona for your business. It's going to ask you for some very specific information. You provide it, and it will develop that persona for you. In this kit, you're also going to have some links to a few additional customer discovery tools. They are AI prompt formulas in this kit to, again, help you start to think about how you need to be engaging with the technology and the information that you will need to make up your 15%. And it includes a case study for how I created a product for the confidence coaching brand. So you can scan the QR code, get the kit. It's going to help you, I promise. Now, here's the thing, you all. As veteran business owners, as veteran leaders, as military affiliated leaders in our organizations, we have already overcome challenges. Already. We have already overcome challenges. We have already proven our resilience. We have already shown our adaptability. We have already demonstrated courage. And this process of embracing, implementing, integrating AI into your content strategy is no different. What I'm challenging you to do here is to be willing to evolve with intention. having a plan, deciding what success looks like. What is the win going to be? Creating the strategy to help you get to it, and then executing with discipline, with intention, and with leadership that I know that you have. So, thank you for your attention. Thank you for allowing me to support you in this way with regard to your marketing. And then, lastly, thank you to the Veteran Social Summit for having me for this 2024 summit. And so, with that, do not be afraid. Do not let overwhelm set in. Do not let procrastination set in. I mean, if it does set in, just don't let it stay. Okay. This technology is an equalizer for business owners who have felt like the underdog, and for leaders who have felt like they're not getting the support or they don't have access to whatever it is that they need to build. Lead with your curiosity, lead with your leadership, and show up for yourself, show up for your organization, remind you of what's possible. Step into your belief and do not let the naysayers, the doubters, the skeptics cause you to abandon what it is that you've set out to do with your business. So thank you again. Thank you for allowing me to support you. If you have any questions, you can find me online. I'd love to connect with you. Let's turn this AI into a force multiplier for our content strategies. Bye, y'all.